Another fun week. Alrighty. Hey, Redstone. Nice to see you in here first again. How are you, man? Hope you're doing well. Today is gonna be fun. Yep, you're first yet again, boss. You are unstoppable. No one's gonna be able to keep up a mantle with you, man. I'll tell you that much. Hey, Celsius. What's up, buddy? Good start so far. Slow morning. Woke up not feeling too well, so had to stick in. Hmm. Well, lucky for us, it isn't. Although it's a pretty good greeting. Hmm. As predictable as it's been. Welcome in, guys. Hope you're all having a great day so far. If you're new, hit that like button and that subscribe button. And I'll shout you out on my community post at the end of the live today. As I mentioned before, hopefully everyone's having a smooth day or night wherever all of you legends reside from. Hmm. Yeah, that's very true. Done all that effort and work. The Josian Martinez. I'll see my face. I'll see my his for pay. So pay stamp is for. Okay, right. That's cool. Hmm. Sorry, I'm multitasking at the same time as this live stream. So, for this competition coming up in cricket, and we're building a side for our state. The one advantage we have is we've never participated in this tournament before, and since I have, because I've played for other cities, and the advantage I've got is that I know how a lot of these players operate. So, the one advantage I have is knowledge. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough too. I don't know. For me, it's just the idea is to learn as much as possible when it comes to learning about different teams and different players and their strategies. Because I think the best way to counter teams and their strategies is to learn their habits, learn what they're good at, learn what they're talented at, so then you can take advantage of those. Um, you can take advantage of positives and weaknesses. And Dravo, not going through everything. I wish. We're quite a far way away from that amount. But if you guys subscribe today and like the stream and let me know about it, I'll add you guys to a shout out list. And I'm gonna do a shout out of all my new subscribers by the end of the live today. And also because we're 6 subscribers away to 300, which would be an amazing thing to reach at the same time. No, but yeah, when it comes to sport and these stats and strategies, you look at it from all these different points of view. Like for example, one of the states that we face and we come up against, one of their players who's one of their top batsmen, he's got a really big habit. Um, Thanks, Drivo. Just don't forget to hit the like button on the stream, and I'll shout you out and add you to our list. But yeah, with one of their top order bats, he leans away and swings a lot of the time, which is effective, but it can also be a massive disadvantage. If you got a bowler putting the ball right bang on the middle, then they're leaving their stumps exposed and they can get out that way. But they also have a lot of good, like some of their batters have a lot of good front foot contact and others swing. Well, I wouldn't know it in ounces. I just know the prices for gas, or as we call petrol or fuel, skyrocketed here to a very ridiculous degree, which is unfortunate. That's all right. Everything goes up in price eventually in life. Nothing stays low or is free forever. So always got to be some sticklers in the mud that ruin our fun. The plans this weekend is just sport and potentially chilling with my partner. I haven't really got a locked in plan just yet. Woke up this morning feeling a bit unwell, so I guess it all depends on that. As you can probably tell from the sniffing and whatnot. Is that Chennai or Channel? I don't know which one you're referring to. But if you're referring to channel, at the moment it's kind of just chat streams. Previously it was gaming, a little bit of commentary around it. So, but yeah, for now it's just chat streams at the moment. Why did I start it? I guess for me, the reason I started my channel was just so I could show my version of gaming, do my version of commentary, and mainly just have a little bit of fun with it. It's not something I'd take super seriously. It's just something I just have a little bit of fun with. I'm collecting data and knowledge on all these different teams. Like we obviously can't announce too much about them because it's more privacy sake. Favorite YouTuber. Ooh. Probably one of my favorites growing up was a PokeTuber known as Papa Rodri. He did let's plays of Pokemon games, and his commentary style I've thoroughly enjoyed. And then as I got to teen years and young adult, it was Merc Music. He's a gaming YouTuber residing over in America. He's pretty talented, lots of fun. Hobbies, mainly not really anything too specific. It's just um like walking, taking the dogs out, exercise, and I do ten pin bowling. Even though everyone considers it a sport, I've always called it a hobby, but that's just my opinion. Other than that, not really too much else. Not really. I guess you could say gaming. I guess people would consider that a hobby. So yeah, there's that as well. Um, so. uh, no, but I've already got. Yeah, no, it can be a strange thing. You know how some countries have Christmas in summer. We've got it. We have it in the winter. So yeah, I don't know. It can feel weird when you've never been to these places. But I imagine once you travel to them, it would it wouldn't feel normal, but it would feel less ordinary, I suppose. So yeah, I guess it kind of just depends. Next we got WA. One of the world aims, but if you I'm just about to say it. Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry, but no. Foster's beer is the least favorite alcoholic beverage in Australia. No, uh it's all good, Blast. I figured as much. Hey Darkness, welcome in. Hope you're having a nice day so far, man. See what is she wait, that's a very not odd one, but a strange one to pronounce, I'll say that much. And we gotta find hold on. This one. It's like Molson Canadian. It's in Canadian. You're eating the best food. What food are you eating that is considered the best? Well, for me personally, mate, it wasn't really much today. I woke up feeling a bit ill, so yeah, just had a slow start to this morning, and after this live stream, there's not really much else on the agenda today. So maybe a couple of things around the house to help mum out and see what. Last I checked, it was 294. With your subscription, it'd be 295. So we're getting closer, which is good. No, I want W. Can't wait till Sunday because it's the training day, dude. Kind of hard to tell on that angle. So I just got to look at something real quick. They still have that habit or what? Yeah, that habit's still there. Get it, they're good and golly, but my goodness. Alright. Yeah, no, it can be. It can be a very entertaining part of having a channel. The suspense is probably one of the most exciting parts. Yeah. One hard-boiled egg. Sounds fun. Yeah, no, we should definitely have a chat with the staff about it on the day. There's no doubt about that. I thought we were already doing that, or maybe we talked about it. We just never kind of ticked it off. Uh, well, I'm sure they will, man. I'm sure it's not going to be a major concern. I can't see why they wouldn't let us do it. For those who have just joined, welcome in, guys. Don't forget to like the stream, and if you subscribe, obviously if you're new, and let me know about it. I'll shout you out on my community post after the live today. I think I put a page out too far. Separating that page. I might do a gaming live. I'm sure it'll go well if you choose to do so. Yeah, no, that's a very good point, Reggie, with that mindset. Like it's I will definitely keep that song in mind. I'll have to look it up and give it a listen. And hey there, let's say Z. I hope you're having a nice day or night so far, wherever part of the world you're at. You know, you're definitely better than me, Celsius, at golf. Considering I only just started it recently. You got at least a good couple of years of experience over me, so I'd do a lot worse if I was in your shoes. I'm unfortunately I don't disclose that kind of information of where exactly I am. I'm happy to tell you as I'm from Australia, but that's kind of as far as the buck goes. Yeah, no, GDA is probably going to be your best bet if you want to do a gaming live, since this is one of the more popular games, and popular games tend to do pretty well. So that's what I'd recommend. Yeah, exactly. Just know that we're you you good old fun Aussies. Let's keep that. Yeah, true. It's a good point you make. I don't know what else to write about them. I've got some. Oh, the shirt. It just says unit. I just got it from a casual clothing store. It wasn't really anything significant. Yeah, well, everyone's been saying for years and years, probably since as far back as 2019 or 2020, that we were going to get GTA 6 that year, and 6 years later. I know the countdown started for game launch, but I'll believe it when I see it. All good, Redstone. Take care, man. Thanks for stopping by, and have a good evening or night, I believe, for you. Because I've got data on two teams. Like there's one team we face which is usually at the top of the table. They're very effective, but from what I've seen in all their games, their biggest flaw is that they have a decent top order, They got a very, very good effective top order, but their middle order just comes out and swings. They're not putting any sort of technique into their batting. They just coming out and swinging for the fences. So if you could take that top order down, then that middle order would suffer. But if you let that top order go off and score well, then you're out of the game. So need to have an opening pair of bowlers that are effective to stop that. You still wouldn't know how you do it though. Whether you choose to throw spinners or paces onto them. Because I saw both. Because the team I played for, we played them last season, and they completely smashed us out of the game. Their opening pair, they got over 100, finished on like 160, and we went out there and got rolled for I think 70 or 80. So, which is not bad for us because the usual team scores in our league is somewhere between 80 runs to 150. So, but still, we just got completely battered out of it. And they were very smart and tactical against us. Like it wasn't a situation of them getting emotional. They stayed level headed and logical throughout the whole situation. And I really admired that because of how smart they played the game. So it's going to be very difficult to figure out strategies against them. Obviously, they have players in there that have weaknesses, but every single person in the world has a weakness in no matter what they do, whether it's sport, work, gaming, whatever it is. Yeah, you should get as much of an opportunity as you can to practice Celsius, because like I said to you at the beginning of training you, this is not this isn't a league for at the sorry, this isn't the side of like the kiddie pool, if that makes sense to any of you. Like this is the big leagues, this is the deep end. So, you want to get as much time in there as you can to learn and understand it a bit more. Like, I mean, even outside of this other team that's at the top, one of the second sides, which is one of the second best teams, their bowling attack is um their bowling attack is just magnificent. They've got these twins that are just both exceptional players. They play multiple sports. They're basically like the peak athlete in our competition. I've gone up against both of them from like batting against them while they've been bowling, and it's not easy. It's really not easy against them. They're very, very talented, but they do have a habit of bowling at least one or two bad balls and over. So I guess you could exploit that bad ball. But again, I guess it depends on what point of view you look at. I mean, I do understand that teams have bad days too. Like we saw one not our team, but we saw one of the teams get all bowled out for 18 runs, which is one of the lowest scores probably in this competition's history. So it does happen. But again, it's a habit of and they even explained it to us really well. It's a habit of one of the teams at the bottom facing the top team and absorbing too much of the pressure and not focusing on their capabilities and and what they've learned. They basically forgot all of it because they got too nervous. So that's why when we played them, like our captains and coaches, they were all very encouraging and reminded us to play our game, not worrying about where these guys are at the table, how good they are. Like just focus on what you can do and what your strength is. Yeah, well, that's the thing, Celsius. It depends on the individual. I mean, growing up, I always felt more confident with the ball rather than with the bat. But I guess my point of view is going to be different to others. I don't know all the players who are going to be in this trial with us in our state. I know of a few of them because I gave them like half the team they have, so I know a handful of them. Like, oh no, sorry, I know half of them, but then that other half I don't know. Those other half could be way more talented than us, or they could be less experienced and looking for something new. So we kind of just have to wait for the day to see what we get, what it all looks like. Mm. And then obviously the team I play, if we play in our state, the team I played for, I don't really need to write much data on them because I know that team because I've been inside their inner circle. I know their strengths, I know their weaknesses, and I know exactly how to exploit them. except there's one player. There's one player in their team who's led the team and been the, as they call in cricket, the vice captain. And he is exceptionally talented. He's somebody that like that is a lot harder to pick. Um, but again, but their team's got the same got the same flaw as most teams do. They've got a couple of star players. Once you take those star players out of the equation, the rest of the team struggles. So because obviously in a team sport, no matter what team sport you're talking about, your whole team has to be good at that said sport. You can't just rely on one or two players to get you out of the ditch. You know, every single player has to have a reason for being in that team, whether it's batting, bowling, fielding, or whatever in cricket, or the same case in baseball. You know, you got to have your big hitters, or you got to have your one really good pitcher, or the rest of them your really good catchers. Um, you know, like there's lots of different reasons. Um, for why one's in a team. And once you combined all those skills, you're gonna build a team that is very unstoppable. That's kind of the same concept in cricket. Like most teams in this competition just haven't found their identity. They still scroll through players each season to figure out the right pieces. It's like, building a puzzle. So it's like who are the best players gonna be and the ones who are gonna fit who who are gonna fit this, this big puzzle that you're building. You've tried some and over the years and whatever. Sometimes they work, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, we've done that. In the side I've played for past 2 years, the team changes all the time. Players go out, players come in. They're trying to figure out the right oiled machine. I mean, the other thing on that's good for us as well is that since if it goes ahead, this will be our first time. There's not as much pressure on our shoulders because there's no expectation for us to succeed for us to win or lose. You know, teams will be just trying to figure us out. They'll just be like, what can we do? Because they won't know, how to get rid of us. Some of them might recognize me and they might know straight away, oh yeah, this is how we get him, which is why I'm trying to change my style a little bit to adapt so then I don't fall for the same things I fell for before. But it's still difficult. Oh, you're back. I thought you were gone permanently. Good to see you come back. So I got an itch on my head. The only other team that's really harder to pick. Walashi? I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, but that's what I'm getting from that. Walashi. Don't know what it means, and I hope it doesn't mean anything offensive. Uh, no, the only other team that's harder to pick is the team that won it last year. They are very, very good. They've got they've got all the talents. They've got good batsmen, they've got good bowlers, and their fielding is exceptional. They played in the final back in January. That's just a meme, is it? Okay, that's alright then. I don't mind that. Like, no, we played in a yeah, they played in the final, and usually fielding teams struggle in finals because obviously they get so nervous, so fired up, so excited about being there. But this team held its nerve. This team took, I think, two or three runouts, um, in that final, which is rare to see. So it's exceptional to watch. But they do have a flaw. Yeah, no, I won't. I won't, Celsius. I will. Let's not talk about private matters on stream. Yeah, we'll worry about that after. Um, but how do you call it? Trying to think of the right word to use here. But yeah, like this team does have a weakness, and my team was actually the only team in the competition to bowl them all out. No other team could do it, even though we still lost to them because our batting just didn't quite wasn't quite up to scratch. Um, but so there were still positives, and that's what the coach of our team was reminding us of. Is that even in failure, there's always positives to take away from it because you're always learning something new. There's you might make mistakes, but you learn not to make those mistakes again. And we did because the next game we played, we won the second game we played, so we started really well. on losing one, winning one. But then we just kind of went downhill after that. We lost by big margins to a couple of teams, and that just dropped us down completely. Um, and we had a couple of our teammates who were struggling a little bit from a mental point of view as well. So things kind of just went. No, that's all good, Redstone. No drama, no issues, man. You're all good. Um, no, I just don't know. Like it was hard to it was hard for us to take. Um, and I got a lot of a lot of pressure put on my shoulders in some of these situations because I wasn't scoring as much. I was only surviving. I wasn't scoring as many runs. I was just keeping the ball out. But I was partner batting with our vice captain, and he was smoking it everywhere. So all I had to be was the survivor. Keep my wicket so he could keep going. But then once he lost his wicket, I lost mine because I lost the partner that kept me going. So and that's something I'm trying to not let happen again. I want to go out there and I want to do better this time, especially from my home state. Instead of having to travel to another state to train with a team um and stuff like that, it's easier to do it when you're in your own home spot, mate. But I don't know. Like again, as I mentioned, guys, every single one of these teams has a weakness in there somewhere. This top team, the reason why we got them all out in the first game, not only the first game because obviously first game jitters, but they couldn't score. Our bowlers were not allowing them to score as quickly as they would like, so they were all swinging for the fences, which is why they all got out. And that's also probably why they never got rolled out, like all out after that, because the coach probably had a stern talking to them, explaining that you can't just give your wicket away like that. And it worked. It worked for them since they won the whole tournament. You're gonna jump on your trombone, are you? Sounds like a lovely instrument to play. So I still got a little. But the other thing to note as well is that you can't always rely on notes and data that you collect because teams can sometimes be very unpredictable. This is kind of just the starting line to understand the general team's psychology and their players. But then obviously if their player lists change, then it's a bit different. Um, but again, it's still really hard to find team lists because a lot of these team lists don't get posted publicly, so it can be a bit trickier to find them. No, no, that's good. That's good to know, Celsius. Yeah, just get away for a second. Oh, my freaking knees. Oh, oh. That can be a difficult thing to learn this fickle game of ours. It's cricket ball for those who haven't seen a cricket ball before. Most See, every bowl is different, obviously, but the traditional pacers hold the ball like that, two fingers over the seam, so when they release the ball, it stays straight. Because the idea of a pace bowler is like imagine the ground is this hand, and he hits the seam, it deviates, so then it goes left and right, so then it tricks the batter, makes it harder for him to hit it. It's something I try to do, but I'm not very good at, I guess. My because I don't bowl quick pace because I don't have the muscle to do it or the what do you want to call it, technique to do it. So my idea is to bowl slower. Like my objective as a bowler is to annoy the batsman. I want to frustrate the batsman so bad to the point where he plays a dumb shot and gets out. That's my objective. That's my thing, and it works. It does work because batters will eventually get frustrated, and especially these guys here, which is why I feel like I could have which is why I don't understand why I didn't get bowled in this tournament because a lot of the batters I was looking at and saw how they played, I knew I could get them out easily because all I had to do was take pace off, put it in a slot, and all they had to do was just hit a bad ball up in the air, and then boom, they're gone. You know. But even then, the one thing I also don't like is disrespect. The president. No, but despite the stuff of sorry guys, I've got this banging headache that goes back and forth and batters around my head. But no, one thing I can't stand is disrespect in some of these teams. Um, yeah, I do. I've no, you haven't. No, I've heard that one before. Anyway, like the occasion where we faced one of the teams that we scored low on, like we only got to out, I think 40, I think no, hang on, there's 60 or 70 odd runs or something, and it didn't go very well. They smashed us. One wicket down, they got to our score. But the opener who got out, he played a dumb shot and got trapped LB. But as he's walking off, he's throwing a tantrum saying, "Oh, it's a charity wicket. The umpires feel bad for them." And I really got annoyed at him for that. I didn't say anything because it's not my place to get annoyed, and there's no point diving into it. But I still got frustrated because that's disrespect. Like if you get out, if you play a dumb shot, and you get out, accept it. Go for a walk, take your gear off, and think about the mistake you made. Don't go on a tangent whinging because you got given out. That's not how it works, man. Like grow up, be an adult, and take it like an adult. Don't whinge like a little child. You don't have the excuse to whinge like a child anymore. But oh well, I guess everyone's different in that point of view, right? My head's like, whoa. But I guess from my point of view, in the whole aspect of bowling that annoying ball, because the thing is too is that psychology is a really strong aspect of any sport. If you can annoy one player, you can most likely annoy an entire team. Because if a batter comes off from getting out, or a bowler, takes his hat after bowling a few bad balls, your team's gonna notice that, and then your team's gonna start getting emotional because they want to help their mate out. They want to make their mate feel better, and then it's just psychology. You can mess with them constantly, you can frustrate them, and then it just all goes to this point of like, you know, I've got a foot over them all. And then from there it just gets super easy. But I don't know. I guess everyone's point of view is different, isn't it? Where did I put that stupid thing? Oh, mm, oh, oh, guys. Sorry, guys. Nuns over and dogs were going absolutely mental. That I've not heard before, so I would not be able to answer that one. So what else do we notice? But yeah, like I said, psychology can be a big trick, and it's the way to kind of throw a one off his game. But then again, you also can't take that psychology too far. Yeah. Makes sense when you say it. But then you've got our least favorite team. Now this side. Now this side that we face, I don't like this side personally because I've got a little bit beef with their captain because he's a bit of an ass. But they've got a glaring weakness and a very easily exploitable weakness. They have no batting synergy. They've got one player that they expect to save them. Once this player's gone, the whole team suffers. So they're very young still. They've got a lot of development left. Either development or just they're putting players in the wrong spots. They've got a young lady who plays for them, and this girl bowls really nice spin. And it's very effective. Like I've faced it, didn't get out to it, but it's really hard to face. I could have easily gotten out to it if I played a dumb shot, but I was so committed to not being stupid. Um, even though I got out to their captain anyway, and he's one of his players actually tried to sledge me when I was walking off. I had my head down, I was frustrated, and this guy yelled at me as I was walking off. But I didn't notice it until I watched the game footage after. I saw the game footage afterwards, looked back at it, and I saw him yelling at me, and I laughed to myself because I'm like, bro, I didn't even notice you. So clearly, you didn't do a very good job. Like, mate. Hey, 7Y, welcome back. Hope you're having a nice day or night so far. Hopefully the day is going nice and smooth for you. And there's still a lot to decipher because I kind of stopped paying attention after I lost my wicket and after we continued to lose our wickets because we just weren't on that day. Because that game specifically, we needed to win in order to make semis, but we lost. But to be fair, we would have had to face the team at the top of the table that we already lost to previously. So even if we won that game, we still probably would have lost the next day. But still, it would have been nice to at least go the distance, right? But the thing that's the most annoying about the team I play for, and some of them purely only care about stats. They check stats every day. They're like, oh, who's taking the most catches and who's taking the most wickets and blah blah blah. But in my mind, like if you're playing well enough in any sport, stats look after themselves. You shouldn't be staring at stats to give yourself reassurance that you're a good player. Play well on the days, and then stats look after themselves, man. But I don't know. I guess everyone's got a different point of view to me. I suppose. I don't know. I guess everyone's. So, it is interesting to think about because the opinions are a little bit different. Hang on. Hey guys, checking on my mask because I gotta go out to the bathroom. And then see, and I don't want to take the chance of getting them sick. So I should be right back. Pardon me. Right? Sorry, guys. Debate. Little chit chatty conversation going on over there. Yeah, I like to think so. Yeah, no, it's the same as KD. Like stats, KD, etc. It's just it's. I understand it. I do get it because I check stats too. I can be a little bit of a stats man myself. But when I look at stats, I look at it once and say, okay, here's what I've got to improve. I don't obsess over it. I had teammates that used to be staring at it all the time, like, I'm the worst player, blah blah blah, and just go on and on and on. And I'm thinking, dude, staring at the stats over and over again isn't going to magically change them and make them better. The only person who can make a stat better is yourself. Like out of our team, I didn't get a chance to bowl, so bowling stats weren't there. Batting wise, I probably I wasn't one of the best. I was good. I was good on the week, but I wasn't one of the best. So that's why I ignored it. The delivery truck is great. Another animal barking fest incoming. I'll give you that much for free. Oh, I must have changed the state. Oh, well. Nah. Good start for the morning. Slower in the after parts of the stream. And I've also got to shave my face to look like a. I don't even know. I got to shave all that off. Prevent myself from getting an awful looking neck beard because I don't like the idea of hair on my face. You know. So hair can be up here, like this part of the body, on my forehead. Oh, oh man. I'm tired and worse for wear, I think. Man, oh man. My goodness. I've pulled up a little bit though. YouTube's whole thing is so inconsistent sometimes. Mm, that's right. Nothing wrong with the dead patrol too. We're always gonna run into them. Oh, really need to stop using these things in front of my phone because dropping these on. I've already got a phone here that's very close to on its way out, so I need to be very careful with it. I mean, obviously, it's the ideal advantage of playing for a second team, I suppose. I don't know. Time doesn't improve. I'll cap the live in an hour. I don't want to go on and on forever. It's just gonna be us sitting here doing nothing. Might run another one tonight or something. Make up for what we didn't get today, I guess. That's okay though. Like I said, we're gonna have bumps in the road sometimes. No one is gonna have perfect insufficiency 24 goddamn 7. Plus, there are other shout out channels out there, I'm sure, that are doing the exact same thing. So, but except they don't really care about their audience, where I do. So they'll just write things down on a piece of paper, add you to a list, and then all of a sudden you're gone. So, oh well. Just don't know what else to add to this. I've added a few teams to it, but it's also really hard to decipher fielding from teams because the footage that we get from our games doesn't really show fielding much. It only shows the batting and bowling aspect, which is fine, but it makes it more difficult to see fielders. I mean, obviously there are certain players who are not as fit as others. So mostly when I bat, I target people who are not as fit. So I've got more time to run. But you obviously can't do that with everybody because there are going to be people. There are going to be people even fitter than me. There are people who run faster than I do. So, which is another aspect of this game. I've got to improve my running and my movements. It's like freaking glass. Oh. Alright. Now we've done everything we can do there for now, so I'll leave that alone for the time being. Leave those notes open. I'll do more research this afternoon, see what else I can find. Because I'm not gonna go as far as doing dumb stuff, like stalking people or something stupid. This is just learning their game abilities. I don't want to completely ruin a player's life. That would be a little bit excessive. But I don't want to be that excessive. Yeah, we've got a little shout out list. We've only got one person on it today. So it's a bit disappointing for them, but that's alright. I had them hang out, my moderators hang out, so I can appreciate that. Don't forget to hit that like button if you guys haven't already. I would very much appreciate that. Yeah, that's a very good point, Reggio. It's a very, very good point. Don't need to know everything about them. Little bits and pieces though. Oh. Did not want to press that button. That button wouldn't have been very pleasant. So my body and shoulders are a little tired today. Just a little bit though, not to a massive degree. Mm. Yeah, so guys, this last little bit's gone a little bit quiet. Yeah, it is. It can be. It can get to that point, like when it goes quiet and stagnant when you do chat streams. Sometimes you never know what to say, so then you just kind of just go silent yourself. So that's why I always enjoy chat streams when you can interact with people. When you're kind of just sitting on your own, there's not really much point in talking when you're sitting in silence. But that's probably why gaming YouTubers enjoy it more, because even when they've got no one, they can still talk about the game and kind of talk to themselves about their strategy. It's what I used to do, so it's probably why I never got bored on those. But I don't know, just lost interest in doing gaming live. Yeah, no, that's probably the most annoying bit when you get to that like big achievement and you get that success, and there's not really many people around to celebrate it. I've done that once or twice. Gotten good moments and achievements without much people sticking for it, which can suck a little bit. Oh, well, still the hour, which is good enough for a day, I think. Mm, I don't know, man. I think for me is it's just like the motivation to wanna do it kind of just died a little bit. And it's just I don't know, like maybe if I find the motivation again, I'll get back into it. But as I mentioned before, it was also kind of boring when you got no one interacting with you while you're doing the gaming live streams. You kind of just just sitting there. Like it's just an ordinary gaming session, and then doing an ordinary gaming session, I can't sit for 2 or 3 hours, just doing that anyway. So that's probably what killed that. Doing chat streams, you at least have a chance of getting more than the one person to talk to. Obviously, on this occasion, it's different, but you sometimes do, and then on those occasions, it's you know, yeah, I guess it's easier. Yeah. Yeah, the problem is Red Jam wasn't as dedicated as you, so that's also the other bummer. Yeah, no, well that's the other thing too. Yeah, and you're also probably a more better gamer than me, so that probably helps that too. But it is also the fact that I've got the six symptoms. So in cold flu, when you have it and you don't feel as well, it kind of just drains your energy. Makes you more tired. So that's the other factor that doesn't really help much. So, but it's all right. It's not the end of the world. Anyway, but all right, well, I'm gonna end it there, Reg. Thanks, man, for sticking around, and to everyone else. Hope you guys enjoyed the day or night, and we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.